San Carlos is known as the city of good living, and I would say a couple of reasons for that. Number one is just like a lot of the Mid-Peninsula, it has that kind of, we got the train behind me going, we're at the Caltrain station, by the way. Just like a lot of the cities here in the Mid-Peninsula, San Carlos has really this cool, like small community. You know your neighbors, kids are riding bikes in the street, kind of like a really cool vibe. Like people know each other and like each other, very nice, kind. It's a really great little community. In addition to that, I think it's the best weather in the world. In general, the Mid-Peninsula from Burlingame, San Mateo, Foster City, up to Redwood City, San Carlos is right in the middle of that. I think it's the best weather in the world. Right now we're at a perfect, beautiful mid-June summer day where it's like hovering probably in the low to mid 70s, and I can just be basically all year long wearing this outfit that I'm wearing right now. So I'm here at the San Carlos train station. It's kind of like the heart of this little area. And you know, a lot of this is newer developments. There's this old school, like walk over real quick with me here. The old school, they kept the sign, Mary's Place, Depot Cafe. This was like one of the top rated, best little breakfast places that we used to go to all the time. They've closed it. I don't know if they are gonna be reopening it or what's going on, but I really hope they do because it was one of the best breakfast places. Great omelets, just go-to stuff. They opened this place over here out of the barrel tap room. Bunch of beers on tap, 30 plus rotating craft beers on tap. Me and my wife, if we go out to eat at Drake's over here or some of the many restaurants that we've eaten at over the years and continue to, sometimes we'll just start off with like, you know, our, you know, maybe for me, like an appetizer, IPA or hazy IPA or something really cool like that. And my wife will do a, she likes wine, she doesn't really like beer. Sometimes she does. And then maybe, you know, a nightcap beer or something like that. If you live not too far away, this is a very desirable place for people to buy a home. Lots of condos for sale, lots of apartment buildings, some single family homes around here. Very desirable place for people working in the city or the South Bay, Silicon Valley, because Caltrain stop right here, and a really just cool place to come home to and be able to walk around, explore. Little restaurants called Nursel. And so my family is from the former Soviet Union, so this is like, what do they call, Central Asian, so Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan style food, and Russian, so like Eastern European and Central Asian type of food, and so that's a really good place that I like to go sometimes. I haven't been in a little while, but I like to go there. Here's another place, this is new. I feel like it's just maybe 3 to 6 months old. It's called Impasto. I haven't been here yet, but it looks really like, pull up here on a Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. It's always a lot of people. It seems like one of these like California style, really good like pizza and Italian food kind of a place. So I'm actually excited to try that out one of these days. So we are here right on the corner still of El Camino Real and San Carlos Avenue. A couple of cool things to keep in mind here. Drake's is really cool. It's a nice little restaurant, but they have plenty of drinks and cocktails, and it's just like a fun time. Me and my wife really actually like coming here a lot for just like an appetizer and maybe some you know, like a cocktail or something like that every now and again, but also just their regular menu is good. Their brunch menu is amazing. It's a really cool place to eat and have a good time and all that stuff. I really like it personally. Across the street there, it's kind of hard to see it right now, but is a Georgian restaurant. Tamarind, there's not a lot of Georgian restaurants in the peninsula. As I mentioned, my family's originally from Eastern Europe. I really like Georgian food. It's one of the best, I think, cuisines. It's really good food. From the Caucasus, so it has a mix of kind of like Asian, European, Eurasian, and maybe from kind of the Middle East influences all mixed together, and has a lot of really good flavors and spices and things like that. So that's a cool place to check out. Here's Esnaf, which is a newer restaurant. Maybe it's only like a year old, Turkish restaurant. Also really, really good. We've been here a couple of times. I think I had my birthday lunch or brunch or something like that here. Saffron is a really fan favorite. It's a local place. I believe the owners also own a couple of other restaurants. One of them, I believe, is, I don't know if it's still called Rasa in Burlingame, but Michelin star rated. I believe it's the same owners. And so they have a couple of restaurants, I think, from what I remember. And so this is a really good Indian restaurant. And my wife and I really love here. And especially during COVID, we did a lot of pickup or DoorDash from specifically this place. And they did, I think, a remodel not that long ago and made it kind of like nice and really upscale, and yeah, it's just a really cool place to visit. La Corneta is a great fan favorite. I've been going to in fact, if you look at some of my previous videos on La Corneta, they have one in Glen Park, they have one on Mission. It's one of like the best taquerias I think in the Bay in general. I always get super steak and prawn burrito, one of my favorites. So La Corneta is a favorite. I did a video with the owner of the Glen Park location, Joel, and yeah, you should watch that on my YouTube channel. And Malio's is a newer place, also really cool Irish, you know, like kind of standard Irish food, and good Guinness, of course, you know, that's a top rated thing. So now we're on the corner of Laurel and San Carlos Ave, but we stepped away a little bit. You can't see in the frame, but later, House of Bagels, that's a nice little local hotspot in the mornings. Grab some bagels here sometimes, we'll pop in. And that's a little bit further from my house, and I don't do bagels that often, try to stay lower on the carbs, but when I do, I don't always eat bagels, but when I do, I pop into House of Bagels. And then you got Blue Line Pizza, which is, I don't know how many are left. I know there's still one in Burlingame, and there's a few other ones. Originally, I believe it was kind of the same as Little Star Pizza on Divisadero, and so I believe it's similar recipe. I don't know kind of what the exact details are with whether they're still together or split or what, and that's not my business. But what I will say is that's a pretty good deep dish pizza, and I'm a fan. So up above those three top floors, that's floor 3, 4, and 5 of a condo building, Wheeler Plaza. I believe it's like 170 units or something like that. I sold several units in that building. It's like a newer building built in like 2020. Bottom 2 floors are like public parking for that they were required to build actually public parking for Laurel, free, I believe, for Laurel Street, so that people could park there. That allowed, I believe it was KB Homes or Toll Brothers, one of those, I forgot exactly which one, but it allowed them to build all these condo units to sell. And so that's a really cool place that a lot of people choose to buy a property and then be really close to Caltrain and Laurel Street and all that kind of good stuff. So Doppio Zero is a newer place as well. Pizza places that's, you know, like artisanal and kind of made from scratch, and lots of cool local ingredients and unique stuff. Like, you know, I think they have the lamb and beef meatballs and that kind of stuff. They have a really cool bar and cocktails, and that's a really cool place. So my wife and I, we've been there, Valerie, we've been there a couple of times now, and I really like it, and that's a cool little local spot as well. So here's a vacant place, but what's really cool about Laurel Street compared to a lot of other areas throughout San Francisco and the Peninsula, and maybe like Burlingame Ave and a few other ones, is that a lot of these other places have a lot more vacancies, whereas Laurel, even like during COVID, like even places that kind of went out of business or whatever else, they had a quick turnaround, and people filled up the spaces, and so it's not like all empty like a lot of the other kind of main areas throughout the Bay and actually throughout the country. There's just a lot more going on. So here's a vacant place, but there's not that many of these. Luckily, a lot of places have restaurants, have businesses, things like that. There's of course like a Wells Fargo, there's a Comerica, so you can get your banking done. Highlands Sports Bar and Grill, I believe that replaced Stamped Bar and Grill because I believe that business was sold. And actually the people who sold it, I believe they opened a wine bar down the block that we'll probably walk by and check out, and that looks like brand new. Cool little place to check out when the Niners get back and the Warriors come back, and it is baseball season, so it might be good to watch a baseball game, but I don't have 12 hours. Just kidding, I don't think baseball is that long anymore. Susie Cakes right here, which is cool. There's a Pete's Coffee on the corner that I meet a lot of people from meetings and stuff like that. A couple of little dive bars here and there, or well, just one main one is Orchid Room. Didums, that is the old school like party supply and decoration supply and stuff like that store. And I believe there used to be one downtown San Mateo, and then that one closed. So this is the one that's left. Now we're starting at this part of Laurel that's been shut down. I think this started being shut down during the pandemic, and they just kept it closed. I'm talking about shut down for cars, which is really cool because now we can just walk in the middle of the street like this. And keep in mind, during this kind of walking tour and stuff I'm pointing out, I obviously haven't been to every single restaurant, and so that doesn't mean that it's not good or something like that. Like, there's plenty of good restaurants and different people have different tastes and things like that. I obviously just, I don't have the time, budget, or the physical capacity to be able to eat everywhere all the time. But so I'm just gonna point out the things that I've kind of personally tried, which is a lot, and the things that I like and the places I've shopped at. But like, for example, like Didum's or the Hallmark store, like I probably need to get my wife in here for the next video because she shops for gift cards and toys and party planning supplies, and I just eat food and talk smack nonstop. So anyways, there's a few different, like there's a tea hut over here. One hotspot that is like for sure one of the most popular is Town, and it's on Laurel. It is probably like the most famous like brunch place. It is the most famous kind of like bar where people always go, and it's Friday night, Saturday night, it's always popping, there's always things to do, always lots of people here. That's kind of the most famous little, or not little, but that's like the most famous, I would say, restaurant on all of Laurel, to be honest. And then a newer one here is Elia. This is also, I believe, Greek, but here's the thing, here's a funny little secret. A lot of the businesses are owned, no matter what it is, like whether it's Greek food, Mediterranean food, Turkish food, or a lot of these other styles, is it's a lot of Turkish people own these restaurants. So that's why I'm always confused, because I've met a lot of the owners and know them, and they're cool folks. But this is the, I believe, second location. They started in Walnut Creek, I think. And what's cool, a little funny story about this place, it's a really good restaurant, it's really cool and great bar and super fun, and it was like that new like poppin' one that came out and rivaled Town a little bit. They have this dish that is this like cheese that they light on fire table side. So they light on fire and it does this whole thing, and they had it outside and we're sitting outside, and it was great. It's delicious. It's like a really good cheese. I forgot what kind, but they light it on fire. It's a cool presentation. It tastes good, everything. But they were doing it so much inside that it kept setting off the smoke alarm, calling the fire department. So the fire department kept coming here because they're like, fire, 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 and they had to stop making that dish, because basically they were just getting fined every day, like whatever it was, a couple of $1,000 every time a false alarm fire started. So you got Sartori here, clothing store, which is owned by a buddy of mine. His name is Freddie. He's a really cool dude, really nice, upscale, cool clothing, very like custom, very hard to find kind of stuff. He's a good guy. And his daughter was with our daughter at Silicon Valley Cheer, Silicon Valley Elite Cheer. I've done a video on them before too. You should check that out on our YouTube channel. It's a cool activity to do for your kids. Boys and girls, actually. You got a Bank of America here. Here's another place that we're walking up right now, Faith and Spirits. I forgot the name. I just remember that when we go there, they have like, I don't know if it's one night a week or one night a month or whatever it is, but it is a like dueling pianos. So it's kind of cool. Like they have a little, dueling, battling pianos or whatever. Yeah, and so there's Spasso. It's a great Italian restaurant. There's a number of really cool Italian restaurants. The Cask, which is a wine lounge, bar, wine place. Kanzi, Italian restaurant, also good. Farmer's market here. So it looks like it says there's Sundays till 1 p.m. or 9 a.m., 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. So that's cool. There's a farmer's market here every Sunday. It looks like, downtown Laurel Street. So that's cool. Got to check that out. All right, we'll just keep walking on Laurel. We got a post office here, of course. Bianchini's, I don't know how to pronounce that, market right over here. So that's a good local market, and lots of people get their shopping done here. You got Chiki Bistro, which is a cool little local sushi spot. It's one of the, they got, of course, omakase, and they got sashimi and nigiri and all that stuff. I'm kind of a fan of the rolls, kind of those bigger rolls that have all the stuff inside and all the sauces and all that kind of stuff. And I differentiate those between kind of the more omakase, like it's more, you really get the just like nigiri or sashimi or something kind of places. So, there's a Boba Guys right over there, which actually I forgot about. I think Boba Guys started actually in my original stomping grounds, Richmond District, on Balboa, and 36. I believe that was the first one. It was always super packed, so many people there. Yeah, so this is a cool local spot too. I would check out the boba there for sure. Lou's Cafe sandwiches, again, same thing, started in my native Richmond district, San Francisco, on Geary between 14th and 15th. And this location actually tastes very similar. You know, sometimes you start, when places have multiple locations, they start falling off a little bit. Lou's Cafe, no, it actually is, I think from what I remember, the same quality as the one on Geary, the same quality as the one on Terraville. So really good. I'm a big fan. I think actually we're gonna stop there for lunch today because I haven't had a sandwich. It's nice and quick. It's very filling, but not too filling where I'm stuffed to the brim and can't move. And so we're kind of like now past the really, you know, busy area of San Carlos, of Laurel. Down the block, we're gonna see Refuge, and there's a little bit more now becoming residential and office and medical and things like that. And attorneys' offices and financial advisors and of course fiduciaries and insurance folks and a few more maybe real estate offices. Yeah, Refuge, San Carlos is the original location. I did shoot a video before of the San Mateo location, but I don't know, the pastrami, the Reuben, that's probably my favorite thing. Having some good local and all types of different beers on tap, watching sports, all that good stuff. This is one of my favorite places. And then of course you got Ale Arsenal, which is a cool little tap room. So they have a bunch of cool local beers and stuff like that. I promise I'm not an alcoholic. I don't drink that often, but when I do, I like to, you know, try kind of unique things and good things. And Ale Arsenal really has a bunch of cool stuff, but generally I like to keep it to, you know, not drinking more than, you know, once or twice a week on the weekends, and you know, and then keeping it to like craft beers or something kind of unique, and cocktails and stuff, and nothing against, you know, regular like Budweisers or Coors Light or whatever, just, you know, kind of more standard-ish type stuff, but you know, just what I like, and I like to just try different new things, stuff like that. So you know, and then we're going, and again, it's getting a little sleepier here, which is cool. See, you got the little 3 or 4 blocks of Laurel Street, super busy, super hot, super active. Then it kind of starts slowing down, gets a little bit more sleepy, and gets a little bit more quiet, and gets a little bit more residential, and a lot more parking. Although you never have, that's another thing why I love living in the Mid-Peninsula, is we just never have issues with parking. It's great weather, it's nice and safe. I personally, you know, leave, like I grew up in the city, so I don't leave anything ever visible in my car, you know? In San Carlos and San Mateo and the Mid-Peninsula, you know, I generally am not really concerned about that. It's a habit to not leave anything in the car anyway, but you know, sometimes I forget my laptop bag, you know, in my back seat, and I'm not worried about that. I would never forget to leave I never forget my laptop bag in the back seat in San Francisco. So, you know, just a little bit of a different pace here for that reason. So, hey, didn't we go to middle school together? Hey, how are you? Cool, good to see you. Yeah, I'll see you around for sure. Okay, yeah, so anyway, so we're coming up here on another little local favorite of mine that I really like, is Noelani Hawaiian style restaurant. I believe it's Hawaiian island food. Really cool, great cocktails, great food. Again, there I go with my cocktails, you see. And yeah, really cool place. I really like it here as well. And yeah, delicious. We also did a video on Noelani actually before, so you could see that on our YouTube channel as well. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave any comments, feedback, anything like that for me. Would love to help you if you're thinking about buying or selling a home. And I hope you found this video valuable, helpful. Thanks again.